Hello everyone, welcome to this video. In the last video, I have shown you how to get a PowerShell session in Azure, and we are following the Azure 104 Microsoft Azure Administrator Labs from Microsoft Learning on GitHub. In this lab, we're going to create a resource group and an Azure Manage this by using the Azure PowerShell. So let's get to the task. So if you come over here, and it's always good to have some idea and some knowledge of PowerShell that's going to greatly help you to learn these concepts very easily. Now over here, what we're going to do, we're going to create a new resource group. So if you click on the resource group, you see there is really, I have only one resource group that we created. It got created actually as part of the connecting to the PowerShell, and this is really called the Cloud Shell. So if you go down there, so this is the Cloud Shell that we're using for to run this particular PowerShell window and save all the commands that we're typing. Now over what you're going to do to create a resource group in Azure in the same region as the resource group. We have a resource group? I don't think we have a resource group yet. So let's see if we need to create any resource group. I think we do. So what we will do here, if you look at that, okay, so it's trying to look for the resource in a particular resource group which I don't have right now in my region. So let's see. So over there, what I'll do, let's just create the resource group just from the portal. Okay, so resource groups, let's put the name of the resource group and remove any white space at the beginning. If you see that, then review and create. So this is gonna be created in the East US. Let's just create that one, and now that is done. So once that is done, I can first get the location over here. If you paste the command over here, we are gonna store this get az resource group name and that resource group. So this command is going to go to this resource group, and dot location is going to go after find a location which is going to be East US, and it's going to store that in here location. Okay, so it hit enter, and here if you want, we can possibly try echo then location and see if that prints anything. So you see that, so it's echo and then this dollar where it's already stored our East US, it just did that. Okay, now what we are going to do, we're going to create another resource group. Okay, that is going to be, this is the command. So new is a resource group name rg name. So we need to store rg name, and let's see, the rg name is, this is a new resource group that we need to create first. So let's then, what we'll do, come over here, get rid of this first. Let's define the resource group name. So this is, and store it in another variable. Do that and hit enter again. If you do echo and then dollar $rg name, you should see what is the name that is stored in this particular variable. Now we are ready to run this particular command, which is pretty easy. It says new az resource group. So again, it's a var and then noun type commandlet. Okay, name rg name. So you're gonna get, this is gonna be the new resource group name. Location is coming from the location variable, which is here, that is gonna be East US. So run this, see what happens. So this is running and it's got created. So if I go back to my home, go to resource group, you see it's not yet there. So always please take some time, and if you're running the PowerShell, it takes a little bit of time to populate in there. So refresh that one couple more times and it will still take a little bit of time before it shows up. So don't get frustrated. To validate that it's actually there, you can also run this command, get az resource group name, and then provide the resource group name that you have created. So paste and hit enter. So you see Azure knows that it's there. Okay, so it's if you're running the command and you're running the PowerShell, you're still getting all the information that you need for the resource group down to the, the subscription ID, resource group name, and the exact resource group name. Okay, so let's refresh here, and now you see magically it appeared. So again, Give a little bit of time. So now to create a managed disk inside that one, it's not too bad. So what we need some configuration. So here what you're doing, disk config, new az disk config, and you're saying, hey, location, get it from the location variable. Create option empty, okay, and then disk size you're providing 32 gigs, and SKU is gonna be ilrs. Okay, so I'll just copy that one, and let's just create our disk config. So this config is now stored. Now let's store the name of the disk we're going to create in another variable. So all this is doing here, this name is now stored in this variable. And in the last one, we are actually creating the disk where we are saying, hey, new AZ disk. Then we're going to provide the resource group name, and the resource group name we have already stored in that variable that we created a little bit ago, and disk name and disk config, they're all as part of this creation that we have done. So hit enter, and what is going to happen in this particular resource group, magically I would see that a disk would appear very soon. Okay, what it said, succeeded. And this is something I always look at: provisioning state, is it successful or not? Okay, so now to check the status again, you can copy, and as I said, it will take a little bit of time on the portal to show up. So you can copy this command and run it to see what happened. And the command that you really ran, it's get EasyList, then go to this resource group and get the name of the disk that I want. Okay, so the command went to the resource group, looked at everything and said, hey, everything is good, you have a disk. Okay, now hit refresh and you see their disk is now available, and you have successfully used PowerShell to create a resource group and a disk. Congratulations. Thank you. Let's meet in the next video where we're going to configure the managed disk by using the PowerShell. Thank you for watching the video.